Alright, it's time for more Tekken 8 Season 2 changes. This time we're going over the original Kazama that I used to play a lot in Tekken 2, mostly because of leg cutters into cartwheel. It was really dumb. They're saying in the patch notes that in Season 1, June had very limited options to deal with opponents who stood and blocked. To address this weakness, she got several enhancements. She also got new moves like forward 1+2 into stance, as well as Miare 1+2 into stance, which are both mids that will definitely show those people who dare hold the back button. They go into stance, okay, with plus frames. I just find it really funny that their answer to people holding back is two moves that you defend against by holding back. It just seems so dumb. Anyway, let's get into the changes, starting with the emergency patch. 1-2-2, as well as up 2, and forward 3-2, all of which go into Izumo, all had the recovery on block reduced by 2 frames, making them all +4 instead of +6, which means all of our follow-ups here are steppable. With one exception, and that being Izumo 2. Izumo 3 had its downward hitbox reduced so that it's easier to step. Izumo 4 had its tracking reduced so that it's also easier to step. It is also now a 19 frame move instead of 19 to 20 frames, which means it has one less active frame. Now for the actual Season 2 changes, June now has an install called Kazama Essence. And maybe I've seen too much shit on the internet, but to me that sounds like some kind of gamer girl bathwater equivalent. And you and I both know there are some people out there that would buy that. She builds up her install by landing moves on hit or on block that either take her health or regain her health, so stuff like up forward 1, even her Miare stance as well, but this to me is kinda useless because who is just going to be standing there in Miare stance? Her install build-up also carries over between rounds, so if you have like 10 by the end of the round 2 starts, you're still gonna have 10. It's kind of like Lydia's or Heihachi's in that sense, and it enhances a few moves for her. The moves that get enhanced are down 1+2, Izumo 4-1, which actually did we had a bit of a distance here to land this. Yeah. Izumo 4-1 and Miare 2. All they get is more damage from what I've seen. Miare 1+2 is her new 20 to 21 frame homing mid that actually covers quite a bit of distance. Oh, controller, why are you dying? What? Okay, thank you, controller. But yeah, this move covers quite a bit of distance. This move is +11 on hit. On counter hit, it was actually +20, but they removed that in the emergency patch, and on counter hit, it's now just +11. On block, this was +6, but after the emergency patch, they changed it to +4. This move also high crushes as well. And in combos, it gives you a hard air spin. Forward 1+2 still knocks the opponent away from you on hit, but now you can actually go into stance from this. So forward 1+2 hold forward takes you into Genjutsu, and forward 1+2 hold back takes you into Miare. This is meant more so for your opponent blocking the move rather than being on hit. Whichever stance you choose to go into gives you +9, and forward 1+2 by itself is +6. Genjutsu 1 can now go into stance by either holding forward or back, giving you Genjutsu or Miare. On hit, it's +5 for either stance. On block, it is -6 for either stance. To me, that's more so for combos rather than actually just using it out in the open. June has a new heat smash that now transitions into a throw on hit. I think the damage on it is still the same, and now she's able to actually activate heat from Izumo. She can also do her heat smash from Izumo. Also because of this change, the Izumo grab input is now just a generic throw input, so like 1+3. The grab itself also builds up her install. Also, in the patch notes, it says that the grab gives her back 8 normal health and 8 grey health, but it's actually 11. If you pay attention to her health gain, it's not 16, it's actually 19. I mentioned this before, but Izumo 4 is now a 19 frame move. Also, it does 10 damage on hit instead of 15. Also, her follow-up Izumo 4-1 actually doesn't come out anymore. If you whiff the first hit, she doesn't just do the light pillar anymore. It's now on hit only. June's low heat smash from season 1 is now just a heat move, so Genjutsu 1/1+2. This also builds up her install on hit or on block. The damage of the second hit by itself is now 35, this was 40 before. And on block it is now -14, this was -12 before. Now I was going to show all of June's moves that build up her install, but there's literally 30 of them. I am not doing that. It's just gonna take forever. So I'll just throw it up on screen from the patch notes. Also, all of June's moves that transition her into Miyare stance doesn't restore health when you transition into the Miyare stance anymore. So like back to 1 hold back. I think in season 1 she would just automatically gain some health there. That doesn't happen anymore. But other stance transitions like this do give her some health back. Izumo forward 1+2 is now -6 on block. It was -9 before. On hit, it is now +5. This was +2 before. On counter hit, it is now +25. This was +23 before. But this isn't a true +25. You don't actually get a launcher there. So in actuality, this is actually like +15. Genjutsu 1 now has improved tracking to June's right side. However, this is very odd for some reason. Sometimes it tracks here and sometimes it doesn't. Like, you just saw there. I don't know why. 1-2-2 is now completely a natural string, but the last hit now deals 12 damage instead of 17. Still a crazy 10 frame punish though. Forward 2-2 now leaves the opponent closer to you on block, so they're gonna have an easier time punishing that move. Miyare 2 now does 28 damage on hit instead of 30. If you have June's install maxed, it does 38 damage instead. Forward 2 by itself now has reduced distance to the opponent on hit. I'm pretty sure this is more for combos rather than just out in the open. Full crouch down forward 3 got adjusted collision detection, so it's easier to get a clean hit. Also, its behavior if you landed off axis on hit, it now changed to match what would happen if you landed as a normal front-facing hit. Up forward 4-3, the tracking of the second hit has been enhanced if the first hit lands, so it doesn't whiff anymore. The hitbox of the second attack has been expanded downward, and the attack stun of the first hit has been extended. The second hit here still tracks if you step though. But if you sidewalk it, it completely whiffs. Down 1+2 got its aerial damage changed to be the same as on normal hit, so 28 damage instead of 30 damage. I don't know why it was doing weird things in combos, but now when you land the hit on an aerial opponent, it does 28, but with scaling of course. Also in patch 2.01, they changed the enhanced damage from 38 to 32. Overall, in season 1, June was kind of all over the place, honestly. She was cracked when the game released, then she got nerfed and she was okay. Then some other dumb shit was happening with her, and then she was okay again after a nerf. And it's, I guess, partly to do with the fact that they took Tag 2 June and then gave her some of Unknown's moves, like the light pillar stuff. And then there's also the fact that they gave her the health mechanics like Yoshi. But when I played against her in season 1, it was also kind of a mixed bag. Like, is the June player just doing mix-up strings? Are they just doing some kind of flowcharty stuff into a grab? Or are they doing some kind of can-can setup? Like, or are they playing more defensively and relying more on punishment? But it never really felt like truly terrible to play against her, even though she was kind of a war criminal online sometimes. It just felt like the devs weren't really sure what they wanted her to play like. And then we get season 2 and she now has plus frame mid into homing plus frame mid into stance 50-50, which was just stupid. It just didn't really feel like it suited June. But after these nerfs, She's kind of falling back into that okay spot. To me, she wasn't really this rush-down plus frame 50-50 character, even though she had the mix-up strings. She was always more of a defensive punishment-based character. Season 2 itself still needs work, but I feel like now they're taking June in a better direction. It's not plus frames into stance 50-50s, it's an earned 50-50 in a sense where she has to land the hit, so it plays in more with her defensive punishment stuff. But you guys let me know what you think about June's changes. If you liked, leave a like, dislike if you didn't. This 10 frame punish is it's still kind of crazy though, plus 11 it just starts 50-50. But again, it does play into the defensive punishment side.